Hey everybody, this is Seth from Comingouttarot. If you're wondering what is coming up for you during the new moon, you've come to the right place. The new moon is coming on Wednesday, the 6th of March. I'm just looking at my calendar real quick so I remember. It's coming on the 6th of March, which is Wednesday about 10 o'clock. We're also coming up on a Mercury retrograde. Right now we're in the shadow. The retrograde starts about the 5th. So while this new moon, awesome new moon energy is going on, we're also in a Mercury retrograde. So you may be feeling a pull towards a whole lot of new stuff when maybe you should also be slowing down a little bit in the retrograde. But we're going to talk about what you can expect, especially related to your relationships by sun sign, so that we can clarify for you what's coming up. Now, I'm going to be on vacation next week, so that's why I'm trying to get to this ahead of time to make sure that you got what you need when it's time for that new moon during retrograde. As you know, when that retrograde stuff happens, communication is tough, electronics are tough, and if we're talking about having stronger, more impactful relationships, especially in our queer community, we don't want to have retrograde be throwing all that off, which means you need a little bit of personal insight to ensure that you're on top of what is coming. We got these in the right place now. I got it ready. I feel it and feeling it. All right, here we go. Here's our Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. All right. How's this looking? We got a lot of earth cards, a lot of earth elements during this new moon. So interesting that we got such great new energy where new things can happen. But in order to ensure that we're dealing with that retrograde, I think this earth and the earth elements are going to help keep us grounded. Now, that's not happening for every sign. There's going to be some challenges with some of these other signs, Pisces, Gemini. You may be having some challenges. It may be a little bit hard here for Virgo and who am I saying? Scorpio? Yeah, Scorpio. You guys may be having some challenges. But let's talk about why. What's going on? What's happening in these relationships? So Aries, you've got the Father of Swords coming up here, real tight. Like what the challenges you got to look out for your relationships is: are you being like dictatorial? Are you laying down the law a little bit too much? Are you going like full on Aries? Are you really stuck in that headspace where you just know and believe that everything is right and nothing can cross your path? If you're in that kind of space, it can create challenges, especially during the retrograde when you're trying to have stronger, better communication, because it's the tendency is going to be to communicate the way that you want to instead of the way that's going to allow you to be heard. So Aries, be careful. You may lean into all of your natural tendencies that tend to make things harder instead of using them to your advantage. Taurus, 8 of Stones is coming up for you during this retrograde. You're probably going to work, get real focused on the work. And that could be a challenge in your relationship because you're not paying attention to your partner. If you're so focused on the work, how are you actually managing, maintaining, and giving back to your relationship? So really consider if the actions that you're taking are all about work, maybe you need to do a little bit more move towards the partner side of things. Now, if you can, because this is an earth element card, which is one of the positives right now, if you can focus on the sensuality of your relationship, the sexuality of your relationship, things are going to get a little bit better than if you were so much focused on work. All right, moving into Gemini. Gemini, relationship challenges for you during this retrograde and new moon. This is the Ace of Wands. Gemini, watch out for Peter poisoning. If the dick's just so good, if the sex is so good that you can't pay attention to the rest of the relationship, then all you got is Peter poisoning, and you're not benefiting from a true partnership. So watch out for those relationships that are just rooted in sex. There's gotta be something else. How can you reach out and find the other side? What's the receiving side of that? How can you be open to what else that relationship can be rather than just driving the sexual side of it all the time? It's interesting, Gemini, because you have the opportunity to have that split mindset and not and it's not happening right now. It's very closed off and one-sided. So lean into your natural tendencies to get around that. All right. Cancer. It's all about family relationships during, this is the Ten of Cups, during this time. And I think it's actually a really positive time for you. You're going to be in your emotional well of love and care and doting and taking care and bringing everybody in. This is a great time for your family relationships, Cancer. In fact, just kind of relationships in general are in a real positive space for you during this new moon. But truly, family is going to be the strongest. So lean into those familial relationships. Leo, this is the universe. What's interesting for me here, Leo, is that this is life lesson time for you. While you may have been in a state of shining bright or used to being in a state of shining bright today and now during this new moon, it's time to learn about what it means to bring all that home, bring it down into less of just Jack and more of maybe Karen Walker sitting at a table. It still gets to be kind of about you and all the things that are important to you to be seen, but not as out and all over the place. So there's really no disadvantage here in your relationships. It's just you don't need to be on stage. If somebody else needs to be, they can be. You bring it back. Know that everybody's paying attention to you anyway because you're in the right place at the right time and where you're meant to be. So your relationships are on point right now. Just allow them to be and let them come to you. All right. Virgo, Six of Swords. Virgo, a full moon, you had a little bit of trouble too. And this time I feel like we're still in a really challenging place where the most significant challenges in your relationships, however you see all the relationships in your life, or maybe one that's just pointed, the biggest challenge is going to be being too matter of freaking fact. And sometimes, Virgo, your eye roll can be felt from across the universe. I'm not talking to the room, I'm talking the universe. So in your relationships, even if you know you're right, this is kind of like Aries, even if you know you're right, it may be to your detriment. So be thoughtful about how you can drop your defenses. Hey, Con, thoughtful about how you might be able to drop those defenses and not be as intense about what you think is exactly right. How are you? All right, moving into Libra. Libra, we've got Five of Swords for you, Libra. This is a challenging time in your relationships, Libra. During this new moon, what you may find is that you're just not hearing the truth, or maybe you're not telling the truth. There's some challenge, there's some conflict here in what is true. So I would be careful about, especially during the retrograde, what people are saying to you. And maybe you're not 100% telling the truth either. So how are you communicating with other people? That's going to create the most challenges in your relationship during this new moon. All right. Scorpio, I love this card for you. This Isis, this daughter of swords. Scorpio, you can already be a little bit sharp and a little stingy. And when we've got Isis here talking about challenges in relationships, you may just be going to the other side of instead of helping someone, you're helping someone with a reason. You know what I mean? Like, instead of just helping to be nice, you're helping because you're ready to get something out of it. And people are going to feel that. So if you feel like you're manipulating someone, if you feel like you're doing something in order to get something else in return, it may not be the best use of a relationship or the best entry into a relationship during this time. Be cognizant of why you're doing what you're doing. So what's your motivation behind how you're approaching your relationships? That'll help you be a lot smoother in getting through this retrograde and new moon. All right. Sagittarius, challenges for Sagittarius relationships. This is the 5 of Stones. All right, Sagittarius. There's a message coming for you, and you're gonna miss it. You're not paying attention. So you have the opportunity to hear. How do I describe this? You're probably feeling a little thrown off right now because there's a message trying to get to you. So pay attention to the signs around you. I would particularly, if you're spiritually inclined, pay attention to whatever the spiritual path is that you follow, whether it is a spiritualism, Christianity, if you're a witch or if you're a Wiccan, whatever your spiritual path is, there will be different signs that'll be coming your way. And I think if you pay attention to them, they are going to influence your relationships in a way that can be positive. But if you're not paying attention to them, you're going to miss them entirely, and you're going to miss the opportunity that's in front of you. All right. There's always one that's a little more woo than everybody else. All right, Capricorn. Here we go, Capricorn. We've got the 7 of Stones for you. We've got a lot of challenge cards in here, actually, in this bottom part with the 5s, all the 5s and 7, the way I says. So, biggest challenge here for you, Capricorn, is you're not putting the effort in to the relationships in your lives. So they're feeling a bit left out. They're feeling a bit without basis. You may hear things like, do you love me? Do you like me? Are we meant, and this isn't like needy questions. These are questions that are like honest. People are trying to understand how you feel about them. And it's not just in what you say, it's in what you do. So the actions that you take during this time, during this new moon, Capricorn, can really give your partner, husband, boyfriend, partner, whatever, a sense of security and comfort. All right, Aquarius. Got the 9 of Cups here for you, Aquarius. Biggest challenge for you, Aquarius, is resting on your laurels and assuming that everybody knows how you feel about them. Not everybody knows, Aquarius. We can't tell all the time. You have to let us know. And if you're ready to commit. Get to that point. Because I feel like you're at that point of being ready to committing and you're just not doing it because you assume that everybody knows how you feel. Well, don't assume, especially during this new moon, especially during retrograde. Be clear about how you're feeling and where you are because it's going to help your relationship get that much stronger. All right, Pisces, what we've got for you is Radha. This is the daughter of Wands, Radha, the daughter of Wands, Pisces. Pisces, now is a great time for romance, for dating. Things are, if you don't take these kinds of actions, that's where the challenge is going to be in your relationship. You may find that if you don't incorporate the romance, then the dating and the relationship starts to suffer, hey Sean, and have some challenges around it. So be playful, have some fun, go to the theater, do some dancing, eat some good food, sing to your partner, whatever makes you feel creative and fun and playful, because that's gonna move that relationship forward better. All right. Okay, I hope that these are helpful insights into challenges that you may be having in your relationship during the new moon, which is coming up next week in March, and that's when Mercury retrograde officially starts. We're in the build-up right now, so you may be feeling a little off. Now's your chance to get on top of it. Don't wait. I do hope that these are helpful. If they are, don't forget to subscribe so we can keep track of each other. So hit that subscribe button. And if this is helpful, hit that thumbs up button, because not only does it let me know it's helpful, it'll get it in front of other people who can take advantage of this message. And speaking of, If you're watching this on the replay, hi. Speaking of, do share with people so that they can take advantage of this message as well. Let other people see this so they can have some support during Mercury retrograde and during the full moon. So share it out. Don't keep me a secret, as my friend Melly says. Don't keep me a secret. All right, everybody. If you're interested in having a reading with me, the best place to get a reading with me is over at Comingouttarot.com. If you're interested in free readings, I do free readings via the Coming Out Forecast, which I do every weekday morning. You can find those in the playlist, Coming Out Forecast. And I also do monthly readings, and I'm about to do those for March soon. I won't be doing it today, but it's going to be a little bit later than normal. I try and get it done ahead of the month, but this has been crazy busy February. So you have the opportunity to get free readings that way as well. All other readings that I do, if you're interested in asking questions, and I see you asking about asking questions, if you're interested in having your own reading with me, all you got to do is head over to Comingouttarot.com/shop. I have different options available over there for readings. If we're not able to do them in person because we're in different time zones, then I can record them for you and send along a private YouTube video and do your reading that way. So thanks everybody. I hope you have a great Thursday, and I'll see you all later.